was just talking about. So I am Brianne. For those of you who don't know me, I took this training from You Are a Badass at Making Money. I was reading the book and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect team call to do. So there's actually a chapter called Your Inner Wealth, and I took pieces of it and adapted it for us and what I do. But first, we need to recognize those of us who are rocking so far this month. I know that this has totally changed in the past, I don't know, I think it's only been up for like 4 days, but I know it's a lot different now. But kudos to you guys who are kicking ass this month. Okay, so I want to start with my story because I feel like whenever I watch a presentation or see a training, I need to hear the story in the background of the person that shares first, because that way it makes it so much more relatable. So I started this journey 3 years ago. My son just turned 3 this weekend, and it was 6 weeks postpartum that I reached out to my coach, who is no longer coaching, but she was one of Joan's, so I'm one of Joan's girls now. And I reached out to her and told her that I needed to get my body back, and I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to put my kid in the childcare at the gym because I had seen it there and it was gross. Not to mention I wanted to do it on my own time and my own terms, and I needed support. So I got hooked up with 21 Day Fix. I did not even buy a challenge pack. I am a mean, mean person. And I rocked the challenge groups. Within the first 21 days, actually, I did 2 rounds right in a row that led me to going back to work. And when I went back to work, I was in my pre-pregnancy clothes. So going forward, I love the challenge groups. I was like the best challenge group participant you could imagine. I was in it all the time. I posted consistently, which meant that my coach started asking me consistently, when are you going to start coaching? And I always said, you know, I just had a baby. I don't have time for this. So 1 month led to the next. She asked me for 10 months to coach, and it just so happened to be the right time that she asked me again, because I needed to stop doing 21 Day Fix because I was getting a little bored of it. That was when we had DVDs, and I was ready to start something different. And so she hooked me up with a challenge pack. I finally tried Shakeology, even though I told her I don't drink my food. I like to chew my food. And I hit the ground running. The reason there's this picture of my mom here is because she passed away 4 months into, after I had Logan. And it was with coaching that I finally found the light again. And I had something exciting to do other than just be home with my baby and work and teach, but it really brought the light back into my life, helping others on their journey, seeing their success, and all the PD. So this training is PD for you. And I'm going to stop crying now. That's it. Okay, so in the chapter, there's actually more than 6 steps to achieve your inner wealth. And to me, what she means by inner wealth is before you can actually get rich, because this comes from You're a Badass at Making Money, you need to tune into your insides and how you are internally. So I chose the 6 steps that I like the most and the ones that I practice most frequently. So I'm going to go through each one and talk a little bit about it. So the first one is to meditate. Let me just see. I need to fix my view. I can't see my mouse. But anyways, okay. So it said that sitting in purposeful silence is food for your heart and soul. And I absolutely believe this. There have been times that I have meditated and I went into it angry and ended it completely bawling my eyes out. There's other times where I went into it happy and like came out like super energized. There's times I've gone into meditation and, you know, things just change. It helps to get your mind right. But you need to find the meditation that works for you. I know some people might think it's kind of like hokey or whatever, but it's really important to tune into the universe. So sitting in silence on your own is one way to do it. And I do this sometimes, but I prefer the Gabby Bernstein guided meditations. I just have them on YouTube. They're saved into my watch list. The ones that I like the most, the morning meditation and the evening meditation, are my favorites. I started doing those again last week. And I love the white light meditation and the vision. And you never know what you're really going to start visualizing. If you go into it with your mind clear, it's kind of amazing sometimes what happens. And then YouTube has tons of options. I know Joan's probably posting on there tons of ideas. But you do need, like, notice how you feel before and after. And notice what happens with you internally, because we are talking about your inner wealth, but also with your business. And be patient with meditation because it does take a lot of practice. Affirmations. Does everyone have a paper and pen? Are you ready? I want you to write down a list right now of 3 to 5 things that you want. So like it could be out of the business, it could be your personal life, it could be your work life, whatever you want. These are just some examples that I jotted down. So while you're writing, I'll say them. One is that I want to be 2-star diamond. I want to grow my family. I want to visit Maine because I live in Florida, although I grew up in Maine. And I want to do that with my family because they've never been to Maine. I want to find building coaches, and I want more money. So you should have your 3 to 5 things. And I know we've done this before. I've done this a bunch of times. But I want you to change the statement. Use I am or I will be at the beginning of your statements. So I'm going to show you how I changed mine. I will be 2-star diamond by December. I will grow my family and visit Maine with them. I could even add in 2019 because that is what I want. I am attracting amazing building coaches to my business. One of them is on this call right now, Marianne. And I am energy, money is energy, and we are besties. I stole that one from the book because I think it's hilarious. But the important thing about affirmations is to say them daily. Put them, I have mine as reminders on my phone, so they pop up at different times a day, and every time I see it, I say it to myself. And make them visible all the time. If you were to look at my whiteboard that I have up on the wall here, if you're in the business builders group, you've seen it. It has my affirmations on it. It has my goals. And it's really important that you see them all the time because the more you say it, the more likely you're going to manifest it. Step number 3 is just be nice. Remember, we're practicing our inner wealth. So you need to notice how you talk to yourself. If you were to blurt out loud to your best friend how you talk to yourself, how would they take that? Would they be like, oh, Brianne, you're so nice? Or would they be like, you're a fucking bitch? Like, if you wouldn't say it out loud to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. There's a difference between, for me, this is really important. Setting a goal and not meeting it and then being mad at yourself because you didn't work hard enough, or setting a goal and telling yourself you can't do it and not doing it. For me, that has been the biggest hurdle for me to get over in this business. At the beginning, I had to I kept telling myself there's no way that I can make Success Club consistently. And then once I kind of got that out of my head and started proving to myself, like, I can help 3 people at least a month, And if I don't, it's because I didn't work hard enough this month, rather than I can't do it. Like, you're giving up before you even try. You are your worst critic. And then the other thing, like, yes, you need to talk to yourself nicely. So just be nice to yourself, but also be nice to others. And send positivity over the web. I post about it. I'll post like a quote once a week or a couple of times a week. Recognizing others is putting positivity out there and sending love. We heard from Sean Aker at Summit about this. And if you do this tip that I'm going to give you, then you can actually become more optimistic. So for 21 days straight, he says to send out a positive note to someone, thanking them for, them being in your life or whatever, and do it once a day for 21 days. If you do it to more people, even better. But what happens is you feel good about sending that love, but also they're going to start responding and making you feel even better. And then you're going to be like, yeah, I want to do it some more. And that's actually one of the things that I do every week with my new conversations. I'm going alphabetically. I haven't even made it all the way through my alphabet, and I've been doing this for a while. Courtney and I got this idea to send out a quote. We just took something from Pinterest, something positive and uplifting, and, sending it to all the A's in our alphabet of friends lists. And along with that, putting a note with it like, hey, I just wanted to wish you a happy Friday. I hope you've had a great week. Do you have any fun plans this weekend? And just getting the conversation going and sending them that positive quote. I get so many back just saying, oh my gosh, I needed that so much today. Thank you. And right there, that's adding to my optimism. Number 4 is practice patience. So notice when you're getting upset or pissed off and take a chill pill. Remember that you can't rush the universe. We do that so much when we get excited. Someone's reached out to us and they want to join us, but we haven't even talked about their goals. We get excited and we just want to sign them up and can make some Success Club points and help somebody. Just relax. Get to know people, relax, stay the course, lighten up. And I love this quote from the book, don't try to pull open a flower. It all blooms according to plan. And it's so true that you can't rush people, especially in this business. You cannot rush them because they'll do it when they're ready. And if they're not ready, move on. Just be patient. Okay, I want everybody to read this to themselves. So this next one is to be confident. I would not have signed up to do this call right now. Number 1, if Dominique hadn't pushed me to do it. Thank you, Dom. I see you. And number 2, I just so happened to read this quote right before, like right around the time that Dominique did that. And I was like, that's a sign right there. The more you push yourself to do the things you are uncomfortable doing and that you're scared of, the stronger that confidence will become. At the beginning of my journey, when I started coaching, I said, I am never posting my body on the internet. I'm not doing it. I'm a teacher. I have parents and other teachers watching me, and screw that. I can't do it. There's that I can't again. But Joan told me that life begins outside of your comfort zone like 8 million times last year. She told me all summer long. So if you look at my newsfeed now, it's like bathing suit central. So, and it's not as scary anymore. The more you do it, the less scary it gets. Number 6 is be grateful. This is in every single personal development book. I think it's in every single one. It's been in everyone that I've read. You just need to be grateful. Your inner wealth needs it. So make a list, say it out loud, whatever you need to do. You need to be grateful. Thank the universe for what you're experiencing, because the more you're grateful, the more it will come back to you. You bring about what you think about. My mom always used to say that. You bring about what you think about. It is so true. So be grateful, because then more things to be grateful for will come back to you. This is my last slide. So I was pulling cards from The Universe Has Your Back at the beginning of the month. And this one fell out of the deck. So I took it as a sign that this needed to be my affirmation for the month, that the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So it's funny that Joan and Ryan both started the call talking about that. But I believe that the more fun that we're having, the faster it feels. So that is it. And I hope that you guys start doing these things, because it will help your inner wealth. I can't see where my mouse is to stop sharing, and I can't see the comments. Oh, there it is. So if you have questions, just ask. Oh, thanks, guys. All right. No questions. Don't be scared. I was always scared to unmute myself and ask a question. All right. Thanks, girls. Such a good book.
What book? Dude, you rocked that call.
Thanks.
And did you see my comment? I think we should do Get Rich Lucky Bitch as our book club this month. Every single person needs to read it from start to finish today and end on the 31st. The book title is so violent, but it's actually really a very chill book. There's not a lot of swearing in it.
Sorry for the swears. I figured it didn't really much matter, because Joan throws the F-bomb around all the time.
Such a lie. You're a fucking liar. All right, cool. Anybody have questions?
Paperback or Audible on Get Rich or Lucky Bitch, Shannon?
I honestly, you know me.
She likes paper.
I love paper.
Is there a lot of like highlighty things in there?
There are some highlighty things, and then she has you write some like lists and shit. And I feel like if you're like sitting there listening to something, like tell me how often you actually pause it and like do what they tell you to do. You don't, because you're probably in your car listening to it, and then you don't ever go back, even though you tell yourself you're going to go back, but you don't. So because you guys are a bunch of liars, I want you to get the book so that you actually sit through it.
The Universe Has Your Back is one example that needs to be read, because she has you do meditations, and you can't do those while you're driving.
Yeah, and like Judgment Detox, same thing. Like you are like, and she gives you like examples in there of like how that like outline looks of like what you're about to do for your thing. So, I will tell you guys that hi. That was George. That Get Rich Lucky Bitch was was a recommendation by Andrea Crowder last year. And it was something that I started reading, and it like totally got my head out of my ass and like helped me immensely with where I was at. And so I think it's an awesome one for us, especially to read right now in July and just, you know, start focusing on things that we should, like, hi, I'm on a call. Oh, do you want to do shots? Yeah. Do you want to say hi? Can you say hi? Can you wave? Bye. That was Wyatt. He peaced out. All right, you guys, that was awesome. Re-listen to it. We'll throw the recording up. Love it. Keep in mind about, you know, the leadership retreat. I'll start posting more information about that, but put this stuff to practice so you can get there. Okay, adios. Rocked on.
Hey, Autumn, hang on. Joan's coming back. Is Meg still here? No, she signed off. Let me text her. Hi. Unmute yourself.
No.
There you go. There you go. There you go. You're unmuted now. Let me text Joan and tell her to hop back on.
Okay.
I'm here, but they're not listening.
Yes, they did. I'm gonna turn that
Okay.
off.
Yes. She should be coming right back.
Okay.
How are you? How's your summer?
Good. You know, I start back to school next
Soon.
day.
Oh my God,
I
that's
know.
awful. Ew,
It's terrible.
that sounds. But I guess that's about right because you guys got out what, mid-May?
No, at
Do you
well, I
guys
guess
have?
at the end of May, yeah.
Do you guys have a different schedule than like Jones County? Because you're at the new school in Macon, right?
Yeah.
Do you like it better?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot.
Good. What grade are you teaching?
First.
Hey, Meg. Unmute yourself. Unmute. I don't think she knows what I'm saying. Let me text her. What grade did you say? I'm sorry.
First.
Oh, good age. Oh, there you go. You're unmuted now. I was texting you. I didn't know if you could tell what I was saying. I'm outside walking because I had a really big dinner and I feel so full. I just need to like walk a little bit. How's it going? Joan's gonna be back in a second. She said she had to pee, so she'll be back in a second. Autumn, how's it going?
Good.
Business wise, how are you feeling? What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Well, I've tried to reach out to people and it's kind of frustrating, you know.
Mm-hmm. How many people a day would you say you're reaching out to? There's Joan. Hey, Joan. Joan, this is Autumn and Megan. Joan's muted. She doesn't realize she's muted.
Hello.
There she goes.
How are you guys doing?
Good. We had just started chatting about how things were going, and Autumn was about to tell us how things are going.
Okay, how are things going?
And hey, Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner's over here.
Casual observer.
Call, did you want to see? This is my nephew.
Hi, Wyatt.
This one's Reed.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Reed.
Wyatt ran away. He wants to do shots.
Oh, me too, dude.
Wyatt wants to do shots. I've created him on.
All right, Autumn, go for it.
Well, I've only reached out to 4 people, and I mean, out of those 4, I haven't had any really response.
Okay.
They're thinking about it. So.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Those 4 people. Who are they? Like, who did you reach out to and why?
Well, I reached out to the ones that I did a Facebook post, and I reached out to some of the people from that Facebook post that just sounded more interested than others. I just didn't reach out to everybody that
Why?
said something. Why?
Yeah.
Just because.
You're scared?
No, I think it's more like I don't want to bother them. Like, I don't know if they're really interested in.
I know that feeling.
If they're saying like, hey, good job, like, that's not a cue to me that they're interested in doing my program, you know? That's how I felt.
So I think you need to, am I able to speak honestly and like forthright here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm just jumping into this, so I don't know what your why is for wanting to do this business. Maybe you can share that with me first.
Well, really, my why is for the reason why Tanner and I started it was just to get healthy. So our number one why do we do Beachbody is for us, not anybody else. I mean,
Okay, and then in terms of the coaching,
well,
why do you want to coach?
I feel like I have my own job, and if somebody was interested and they came to me and they wanted to, if they saw my results and they, you know, really were interested, like, I would help them. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Okay. When you signed up with Jen, did she reach out to you or did you reach out to her?
I reached out to her.
Okay. So that is a little bit different than what normally happens. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you this example. So like if you were to go to social media, right, and you were to put up a post that said you were going to have like a barbecue at your house and you were like, all are welcome, like just post below like what you want to bring to like contribute, right? Some of your best friends and family members would like go ahead and put something under there. The rest of them might just like your post, like, oh, look at her posting that, you know what I mean, etc. Here's the thing. Unless they are super tight with you, and I'm going to just mute you for a second, Jen, because it's just making a lot of you know, unless you are like specifically talking to some people, sometimes they don't think that you're talking to them. Not only that, health and fitness is something that's very personal, right? Mm-hmm. So like if we are putting ourselves out there, that can be super duper scary. So like if we're like putting on someone else's post out there in public that we're interested in losing weight, like that is a very vulnerable thing for people. So that's why if they've even shown that they liked your post, it means they're watching what you're doing. It means that there is some sort of interest there or support there for you. So by you sending a quick message that just says, hey, I saw you liked my post, not sure if you're interested or have any health and fitness goals, but I'd love to have you join this group with us if you're interested. It's done X, Y, and Z for me and my husband or boyfriend or husband. Husband. For me and my husband, we decided to jump in because we were looking to, reach these goals and we're loving it. I'm not sure if that interests you. I'd love to have you in there. You are simply extending an invite. You are not trying to convince somebody. You are not trying to sell them on something they don't want. And so I think when you go into it with that idea of this has done this for me and I really want to help somebody else feel that way, it kind of takes that stigma and that fear out of inviting, and then knowing that if they say no, it's not a no to you. It's just a not right now, or maybe they're just not interested at the moment, but you've planted that seed. And later on, when they see that you're still continuing with your workouts and you're still posting about them and you're still loving it and feeling great, you're the first person that's going to come to mind when they're ready, because you reached out to them and said, hey, like, any interest in joining with me? And so I say, when you put a post up and people just like it, or even comment, and it's not like they're interested, but comment and are like, yo, like, awesome, like, nice job, good for you, that we reach out to them, because you never know. And because also it's just an invite, and you're literally saying, I love this, and I'm just offering it to you because I love it. And if you don't want it right now, that's cool. But like, you planted that seed, and that's all you're doing. And I know that, like, you know, for me, at least, when I first started coaching, that was very scary for me, to put myself out there, to ask other people if they wanted to do this. But I can tell you that the more people you help, it's almost like addictive. Like, you want to help even more people, because you start getting, selfishly, you start getting these messages that are like, oh my God, I just lost 5 pounds, or I'm feeling great, or like, I'm loving the group, I'm so happy you asked me to do this. And then it's like, well, why wouldn't I want to offer that to more people, especially with how good you're feeling? So, that, you know, that's what worked for me, and that's what happened for me. I will tell you that I quickly got over that as I started to earn more income with this business, because I started off, my first paycheck was $60, which wasn't very much. But by the end of my first month, I'd made $1,300, and I was like, wait, like, I just made $1,300, and all I'm doing is having a bunch of girls in a group that are like doing this with me and helping me stay accountable. Like, that didn't really feel like work. And so I just kept going because the feeling felt good. But I think that you have to decide whether you really want to coach, because I'm not sure, based on like your answer to me, that you do want to coach. I don't know if you guys have a financial why, or if you know, want just to own your own business, or to get out of debt, or to help more people, or like whatever that might be. But I think that connecting deeper into why you want to do this in the first place is also going to help you, because then when things get hard, you know, I always say, if you have a strong enough why, you can endure anyhow.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think that you hit it on like the nail on the head, because I don't know that, like, I have a job, and that job, you know, I'm a teacher, and so that's my main job. And this is, you know, maybe something that I can do on the side if, you know, if I have time, but as it being like a second income, like, I don't view it like that. Like, I view it as, if somebody wants help, I'm there, you know, and I'll put myself out there so that they know what I'm doing, you know, that they know I'm exercising, and that they know I'm having all these results. But like, I guess maybe I'm not as comfortable right now at, you know, putting myself out there, and like, I guess contacting all the people on, you know, that have commented on my post, and, you know, saying, hey, do you want to join my group or whatever. But I mean, the ones that I have contacted, I have put it that way, like you said, like, it's a group, you know, we're here, and, you know, we want to do this together. So I've kind of approached it like you said about, you know, it being an accountability group. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So maybe what you want to do is see if this is just a hobby for you, or see if this is something where you can see yourself achieving more in your life using it. Because I will tell you, when I first was approached to coach, I said no. My husband became a coach before me, and I legitimately was like, I will never do that. I will never reach out to people. I will never post a before and after picture on social media. I will never do this. I will never do that. And then, hello, I'm, you know, a 6-figure earner in the business. So
I feel like that too. I feel like I was like, I'm never going to put my before and after picture. And it wasn't until a friend was like looking at them, and she's like, Autumn, you need to share this with people. You need to go put it out there. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And so that's the only reason, like, that I put it out there to begin with. So
I'm hearing that it's not that you don't want to. I'm hearing that you're fearful about it. And I think that maybe connect and think about what you could achieve with it by helping these people. I mean, obviously helping them is going to make you feel good, but what else would that give you, you know? And maybe you have a list of things that you wanted. Like if you were to like wave a magic wand and say, okay, if I had more money, I could have this in my life. Like what would that be? Because for me, like Ryan and I's coach, Chris, is from Texas, and he was a SWAT leader. He was a police officer for 17 years, and he actually ended up leaving his job 3 years before his pension because he was tripling his income that he was bringing in each week at, you know, as a cop. And so he was like, he had planned like a vacation with his kids. It was going to be a 4-week vacation, and it had been approved. And once they found out that he was like earning more money through Beachbody and all this stuff, they got nervous he was going to quit, and they rescinded his ability to like take that vacation. And that was when he said, here's my resignation. And it was like, for him, it was like, I want more time with my family. I don't want to be strapping up my boots at 3 a.m. and heading out and, you know, putting myself in danger. I want to be able to go and travel the world with my kids and spend time with my wife and be there for them. And so that was his why. And it ended up, he just said to me, he explained that story to me, and I said, I love my job. I'm in social media. Like, I literally play on social media all day. I can bring my dog to work. We drink beers in the office. And like, I love my job, you know? And he was like, give yourself the ability to like make it an option. Like, if you give yourself the ability to make your job an option, do you still want to go there every single day? And when that happened, that's when I was like, okay, I'm quitting my job. Like, when I matched my salary, all of a sudden I didn't love my job that much. Like, I wanted, you know, freedom and all of that stuff. So I will challenge you to get off this call with us, and for you too, both of you, to sit there and just like brainstorm like what life could look like if there was no limit. Like if you could have whatever you wanted, because I will tell you that if you do this business and you do it right, it will change your life, and you'll change others' lives while you're doing it. And it'll be one of those things where you look back and you're like, holy shit, like this just started because I wanted to better myself. And then because I bettered myself, I felt better, and people started noticing it, and then I helped them feel better. And now this person gets to quit their job and hang out with their kids more. And this person gets to, you know, whatever it is, travel or get out of debt, or, you know, not have as many stresses in their lives, or, you know, those sorts of things, or make it a part-time option, or like whatever that is. So take that time and brainstorm. And then I think that once you've done that, that's maybe when, you know, you should talk to Jen, and then maybe we talk about like jumping back on, because I'm not going to give you advice on how to build a business right now that I'm not sure that you want to even go for, because like from what you said, you know, you reached out to 4 people. There's going to be times where this business is uncomfortable, but you know, if you want it badly enough, or if you know that what you're doing is helping someone, that's when you can really get over the fear and go for it. And then the more you do it, the more comfortable you become, because it's just like second nature. Like, you know, the first time we ever ride a bike, it's scary, but after you jump on it a few times, it's, you know, it's like riding a bike. So, how's that sound?
That sounds great. That sounds good.
Okay. And so with that said, I'm going to allow you guys to jump right off the call.
Thank you.
And I will, no worries.
Thanks.
And then let's chat, Meg. So you're muted. Let me unmute you. And Jen, sorry, I know that, like, I'm not sure if that was the chat that you had with her or whatever. She just didn't seem that serious in building it right now. So
We have not had that chat. So
okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
That's all right. Have her find her why, and then we'll come back.
Yeah.
So, hi, Meg. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So you decided to coach. Why do you want to coach?
Well, I teach PE, just got a new job where, you know, I was coaching softball, soccer, and I just freed up my schedule a lot, but I moved districts, and now I'm coaching elementary. So I have no, coaching, like I'm not, you know, with softball team, with the soccer team anymore, but, I'm not like losing money with my new job. I'm actually getting a raise without having that. But with the Beachbody, like I enjoy the workouts that I'm doing, and so much that I was like, why could I not like take what I was doing with my girls and then just like open it up to more people, like a broader spectrum of people. And that would be like the people on Facebook, the people on Instagram, that follow me. So that was my theory in doing this.
Yeah, amazing. You know what? There's a lot of people who I think join Beachbody because they miss community. Like, they're always part of a team, and then like all of a sudden, like you graduate school and you no longer are part of a team, and then you no longer are as fit because you're not, taking part in like sports and things like that anymore. And then I think a lot of people who are even into their personal trainers and whatnot, they're always looking at like, okay, I can only help those people who walk into the gym, right? And those people that walk into the gym are those people that are in like just this local area. And from there, you've got all of these things that keep people from going to the gym. Like all of their excuses and all of the stuff that makes that like, rate of retention just drop down. And so it's always like, how can I really help people and move past that into a bigger sphere? And that sounds like that's kind of like what you're doing. It sounds like you love coaching, you're enjoying the programs, and so you want to help other people, and it's like in your DNA. So that's pretty awesome. So what have you done to get started so far?
So I waited until it's probably like 2 weeks ago that I posted a before and current picture. And then since then I've been following up with the people that have responded. And so I had a couple of people that were interested, and I actually sent them like share the cart, send them the information, and they never have done that. I followed up with them. I think the money is what is bothering them, and they're like, oh, we'll get paid the first of the month. So we'll see how that works, if that works, when they get paid, if they'll go through with that. But I haven't, the past few days have been a little hectic. I haven't been following up or reaching out to many people. So my brother deployed yesterday morning. I'm living here. His wife's pregnant. I'm living with her. So it's just kind of hectic right now. So I'm just trying to get all that seen about. But actually, like, she's been doing some exercises, a little, like we did cardio flow today.
That's awesome. Did you post about that?
No, not yet. I haven't.
Okay. See, like what you're telling me right now is that you're still sticking to workouts, that you've even inspired your pregnant sister-in-law to work out with you, that you have a busy life, your brother just deployed, which is always pretty stressful, and, that you're still making that happen. That is hugely inspiring, like hugely. And that's just your life, right? So just by sharing what we do on a daily basis, that's how we work this business. So it does have to become kind of like a habit, especially if you're not someone who is just used to like posting to social all the time. Like that part of it does take a little bit like thinking in a way of, how can I tweak this and throw it on social real quick? So I would recommend kind of just either like throwing reminders in your phone or putting like a schedule for yourself of like when to post. And
Megan, I can share with you like what my day-to-day activities look like, so that you kind of know like what you should be doing, what it looks like.
Absolutely. And you don't have to know, like, when I say plan out posts, like, I don't sit there and write the whole thing out, like, and sit there for, an hour doing 5 posts that I'm going to put up that week. I literally do it on the fly, but I just kind of put, Tuesday, I want to put a call to action about my next challenge group. Wednesday, I want to post about working from the boat, like things like that. So I give myself an idea, but if something else pops up in the interim that I'm like, oh, I want to post this, then I just do. Gotcha. The other thing I would say is that, following up is awesome. I know most people do it once or twice and then they feel like they're bugging people, so they stop following up. But pretty much until somebody tells me to like drop dead, I follow up with them.
Same.
And I'll have people who are literally like, oh my God, I cannot believe you stuck with me that long and you followed up with me so much. Like, I know I ignored you. Like, I totally appreciate it. I was diving you, but like, I really do need this. And then they come back. So really I say that and I joke, but I also say it because, like I was just saying to Autumn, like I was that person who said, no. And then look, so like, when we do that, we're actually showing them, and as a coach, that we're going to be there for them. Like, I didn't just tell you I'm going to help you and disappear. Like, I just offered this to you, and now I'm like, literally, you said you were interested, so now I'm following up and making sure that you do it, because that's what a good coach does, right? So reframe it so you're not bugging, you're following up because that's what a good coach would do. So posting often with call to actions and then following up on them. And it doesn't always have to be like a before and after picture. It could be like, a post about your workout, and then you just talk about, like you just said, like, things are going on in your life today, but you like made it happen, and this is how that made you feel. Or here's how you got over that hurdle and made it happen, or, whatever it is. Also, if you're talking to people and they're telling you that they're interested, but they're giving you excuses like money, like you just said, make posts and post about it publicly, about that particular objection, in a way that solves it. So people are like, before they even talk to you, that's out of their head. Yeah. And then I would have Jen, if you haven't already, I would have Jen kind of look at your conversations and see how they flow. Because I feel like a lot of the times when it's a newer coach getting started, we tend to give a lot of information and kind of vomit Beachbody all over them. And really what we want to do is be asking like a ton of questions from them. And so that gives us a better idea of how we can help them. So there's a book, it's actually called Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. It's by Darren Hardy. In it, he gives this example about the real estate agents down in Miami. And he said, I'm going to mute you, Jen, because you're clicking on something. So it's a book, and he talks about these real estate agents down in Miami. And there's one in particular, they're all selling the same exact real estate, but there's one in particular who's making millions upon millions of dollars more than the other people who are in his same group that he's selling with. And when they asked him what his secret was, he said, well, I'm not selling a $3 million condo. I'm selling a $3 million closet. I'm not selling a $20 million villa. I'm selling a $20 million parking space. And what he meant by that is he dug deep with those particular people, and he would learn like what it is that they really valued, what they really needed, what their biggest concerns were, and all of that stuff. And then he catered the way that he offered things to them based on that. So for instance, if you're talking to somebody and you're asking them enough questions that you get to the point where they're telling you that they're like an emotional eater. Well, maybe we want to lead them to something like 2B mindset, or we want to help them with something like 80-day obsession, which really helped me because it literally timed things out so I wasn't craving things. Or if they tell you that time is the issue, right? Like then we want to talk about how, Lift 4 is only 4 days a week, or T25 is only 25 minutes. So it really helps you if you're looking at really what their issues are. So for somebody, honestly, who's like, oh, I don't have time to eat. Right then and there, you can solve their problem. You make that face, but I have so many people who tell me like, oh my God, I forgot to eat all frigging day. And then I eat something, you know what I mean? I'm like, dudes. And then I'm like, well, you're killing your metabolism because you're not eating all day, and then you're shoving yourself full of crap. Why not get Shakeology? It makes it a super easy meal for your breakfast. It's going to balance your blood sugars. It's going to help your energy levels, and it's going to make it so that you're not craving crap stuff because you have the nutrients that you need. So these are the ways that we kind of look into building value for them so that you get less and less of the money objection because of that.
Gotcha.
So that's how I stave off money objection. And then if I do get the money objection, I typically will ask a couple questions around there too. I don't just like let it go. I'll be like, okay, is it really just the money? And if they say yes, then I'll be like, okay, well, when do you get paid next? Or like, have you ever considered coaching with me? And like, we can help you earn that money back, and like those sorts of things. If I say, is it really just the money? And then they come back and they say something else, then I know that I didn't do a good enough job like talking about the different ways that this is going to solve their problem. It may be that they're still fearful that they're not going to stick to it. It may be that they, have tried at-home workouts before and they didn't work for them. It may be that, whatever. So there's all these different reasons, and then you can start addressing those again too. So that's kind of the two different ways that I handle those objections. And I'm only focusing there because you told me you got the money objections. And then the other thing that I would say is the national wake-up call. the Team Beachbody National Wake Up Call, you can go and download the podcast on your phone. Those are really fantastic to go back and listen to, but I literally just listened to one today by Chelsea Pearson, and it was about objections like that and what she exactly says to them. So that could be helpful for you as well.
Gotcha.
Jen, have you started her in the Project Fearless Academy?
I think she's muted.
Sorry, I couldn't find my mute button. I have not started her in that, but I will do that right now. And I also just tagged you on our team page, Megan, in a conversation template that will be really useful for you to read through to kind of get an idea of like flow of conversations. And there's a template that is for objections. So you can kind of see like when there's an objection, like how you can take your conversation.
Yeah. I will tell you the most successful coaches on this team follow that conversation template like to a T. Like I created that template because 99% of my conversations all went the exact same way. And so I was like, what can I do to make this easier on my team and make it so that they can have conversations and have confidence in these conversations? And that was it. That was the game right there. So definitely check that out. Also, Jen, I would set up a time with her to do like a one-on-one where you can Zoom and look at her conversations so that you can feedback on them too. Because a lot of time that helps as well. Because like you might be doing something that you like, so that helps. And so let's see.
And I also just tagged you, Megan, on another post that has the Project Fearless Academy link in it. So you can go start looking at the training modules that are on there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. Any other questions, any fears, any thoughts, anything that you want to talk about while we're on here?
I don't really think so. Like, I've been, the people that are somewhat interested that are around me, I've been like, oh, well, come over and watch me, or, come over and try it out. So that's been fun to actually like get hands on with those people.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm worst of, like, my weakness would be like definitely social media. Like, I don't post much about myself, like, ever. And when I do post, it's very infrequent. So I just need to get like on the ball. And it doesn't, I realize it doesn't have to be like before and afters. It doesn't have to be me. It could just be meal prep. It could be like whatever, like a recipe or, something. But I just got to get better at that. And like, I feel like writing it down, like scheduling, knowing what I'm going to say, and kind of 2 or 3, whatever bullet point, like just kind of knowing ahead of time. That's definitely going to help. But
and maybe
that's what I get better at.
Yeah, and maybe take a peek at like some of the different leaders on this team or other people in Beachbody, see what they're posting. And if you find like a specific coach where the things that they're posting really resonates with you and you feel like that speaks to you, and then that maybe is a little bit more like your style. And so you can kind of figure out how you want to do that. I will say posts with your face in it are going to do way better than anything else. That's why it's called Facebook. And then on Instagram stories, like people want to hear and see from you. And then same with Instagram. So like, it may take time getting comfortable with it, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become. And we have a ton of trainings on Instagram and on Facebook under just my YouTube page. It's the Project Fearless YouTube page, which is youtube.com/Joan Woodbury. So you can go in there and you can watch any of our archived team calls. But specifically, since that's like a weak point for you, I would go and I would watch, the things that we've put up about Facebook, about social media, about Instagram, that sort of thing, and kind of get caught up there. What are you reading for PD?
I'm not reading.
Personal. Okay.
Oh, nothing right now.
Okay. You should read. We gotta get on that too. You should read "Girl, Wash Your Face." It's really good.
Yes. So Morgan, Morgan. Picked up a copy, and she said that she has me one. And I'm like, okay, I just gotta get to Eastman and get it.
Yeah. It's so good. I'm reading it right now. I'm almost done with it. It's very good.
But yeah, this book is fantastic. The other thing that I would recommend for you, just getting started, is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
Okay.
Very short read. Or you can get it on Audible, or go like to iTunes or Amazon and get it on your Kindle or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoa, why is that making so much noise? Who's the author of that?
Darren Hardy.
I'm just sending it to her in a message right now.
Yeah. But the 4 vital behaviors are so important in this business. So the first one is personal development. You want to do at least 15 minutes of personal development a day, whether that's studying social media, whether that's reading a book, whether that, listening to something positive, that sort of thing. Second would be inviting. So make sure that you're inviting every single day through a post and then reaching out to those people. Obviously being proof the product works. So drinking your shake, doing your workouts. And then last but not least is recognizing people. So once you start having people in your groups and stuff, making sure that you're like celebrating them and, being a good coach like that. So
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions right now, Meg?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. I will follow up with you tomorrow or Wednesday. And I guess my biggest suggestion would be to start going through some of those modules in the Project Fearless Academy.
Will do.
Thanks for hopping on.
All right. Yeah.
great. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Talk to you
Bye.
soon.
All right. Bye.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Hold on 1 second.
You're fine.
Is this not working? Anyway, we can jump off and we can chat.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.